If you're tired of the never-ending cycle of losing the same 10 to 20 pounds every single time you start a diet, then you found the right place because in this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step process on how we help my client Dante break free once and for all. In fact, he has lost 70 pounds of unwanted body fat and he weighed under 200 pounds for the first time ever since high school. When Dante first came to me, he's been trying to lose weight ever since he was a teenager. Diets after diets, year after year, he will lose the same 10 to 20 to 30, even up to 50 pounds at one point, just to find himself gaining all that weight back just as quickly and just to find himself back at the starting line every single time. And he thought it was normal, that it was difficult to lose weight. Yo, I just gotta stay more consistent. Yo, I just gotta stay more disciplined. Until he realized that it no longer worked. He would be eating less, eating healthier, doing more cardio, but the body fat just wouldn't come off. And he eventually got to the point where he had to stay consistent with that just to maintain his weight. If he slipped up any bit with his diet, or took his foot off the gas when it came to his workouts or his cardio, he would end up gaining even more weight. And at the same time, with putting in all that work, eating less, making the sacrifices with his diets and his workouts, he wouldn't see any progress when it comes to his weight loss journey. So what now? You see, most fitness coaches and influencers are gonna tell you, yeah, just be in the calorie deficit. Yeah, just work out harder. Yeah, just do more cardio. Be more disciplined. Stay more consistent. Which is technically true. But what they don't tell you, what they don't educate you on, is the underlying issue. The reality is this. Most people treat their fitness journey like trying to go on a cross-country road trip with an empty gas tank. Or even worse, a busted up engine. Which is why they find it really difficult staying consistent long term. Which is why they feel like they're putting in all this work, but have no results to show. And it's also why they find themselves having to start over and over and over again at the starting line. By no means am I a car guy, but the one thing I do know is you can have the nicest car on the lot, but if you don't have fuel or a properly working engine, you ain't making it anywhere, my friend. The underlying issue here is having a strong foundation. It's probably a good idea to fill up on gas and to check if your engine is actually working before you hit the road for a cross-country road trip. The same goes with your fitness journey, especially if you have a good chunk of weight to lose and you keep finding yourself starting over and over and over again at the starting line. And that was the first thing that we did when Dante and I first started working together. After all of those years of dieting, mind you, Dante has been trying to lose weight since he was a teenager. For context, he is 30 years old now. So for literally more than half of his life, he's been trying to lose weight. Diet after diet, calorie deficit after calorie deficit. Just like a car, the further you go, you're eventually gonna run out of gas. Which is why he wasn't losing any weight, despite eating in a calorie deficit or trying to do more cardio. So instead of immediately putting him in a calorie deficit and having him do more cardio, what we did was we stopped at the next gas station to fill back up on gas and to actually make sure his engine was working properly. And we do that by slowly injecting more calories back into his system. This is also called a reverse diet. But yo, am I not gonna gain weight? Like, I'm trying to lose weight here. Why is this guy telling me to eat more food? At the end of the day, food doesn't make you fat. In fact, food is literally fuel for our bodies. But it's when you eat a surplus of food, more than your body actually needs, that is when you hold on to more body fat. To make sure that he wasn't just putting on body fat, what we did was we slowly upped his calories 100 at a time. Adding 100 calories at a time. This gave him more energy, allowed him to stay more consistent with his diets. He was able to perform better with his workouts, have better recovery. And as a result of that, in his first 12 weeks, we got his calories close to 3,000 and he lost his first 10 pounds while eating more food. Not only did this give him a boost of confidence and hope, but he now has a strong foundation before even starting a calorie deficit or a diet. He's more consistent than ever. He actually has energy to work out and to go through his day-to-day. And the best part of it all, his metabolism is actually firing now. Which brings us to phase number 2, fat loss acceleration. This is the fun part. Once we got his metabolism firing, fat loss has never been this easy. We went ahead and dropped his calories by 500. We had a few diet breaks and refeeds whenever he had travel plans or whenever he had any big social events. And in the next 9 months, he dropped 54 pounds without hitting any plateaus, without having to cut out carbs and sugars completely, without having to do any sort of fasting. And here's the kicker, without even having to spend a second on a treadmill. After those 9 months, again, the further you go, your car is eventually gonna run out of gas. This is where the next phase comes in, and that is post-diet recovery. Similar to what we did with phase number 1. Again, his gas tank was low. His body was feeling the effects of the diets, which is completely normal, especially when you go 9 months of dieting and you lose a total of 54 pounds. Actually, I take that back, 64 pounds, including phase number 1. Energy was low, cravings were high, calories were low. Could we have kept pushing? Maybe, but he came to me wanting to do a bodybuilding show the following year. And having his calories be at 1400 at that time, it wouldn't make sense to just continue slashing his calories even more. So what we did was we went ahead and slowly upped his calories back up, similar to what we did with phase number 1. We bumped his calories up 100 to 200 at a time. We made it a priority to train his muscles, which basically sent the signal to his brain and his body to put them extra calories to good use, to rebuilding his muscles. In a matter of 16 weeks, yes, he put on about 15 to 20 pounds, but a lot of that was muscle. Peep this picture right here. Basically the same body fat percentage as at the end of his cut, and now with more muscle. Because the more muscle you have on your frame, the more calories your body needs just to maintain its weight. AKA, the more muscle you have, the higher your maintenance is. Yo, we kept 50 pounds off, bringing his calories back up to 2,600 calories. This was also perfect timing because at the end of the year, he had a bunch of travel plans. It was the holiday season, his birthday celebrations came, and this gave him some leeway to enjoy himself, to eat some good food, to live life a little bit before we attacked this next part of his fat loss phase. After those 16 weeks, once his body recovered, once the holiday season and celebrations were over, starting at the beginning of this year, we officially started this next phase of his cut, which is his prep for his first ever bodybuilding show. As I'm filming this video right now, we are 12 weeks into his fat loss phase and 12 weeks out from his show. This is what you call a successful fat loss journey. A completely different game than, oh yeah, just eat in a calorie deficit. Oh yeah, just do more cardio. Yes, that will work when you're just starting out. But if you've been trying to go at this weight loss thing for some time now, you're running low on gas, your engine isn't working the very best, probably not gonna make it really far. Just like that cross-country road trip analogy. This is point A, where you're currently at, and you're trying to get to point B. Most people crush within these first few weeks. They're motivated, they want to see change, they want it now. They eat less, they move more, they make all of these sacrifices, and they're able to see a ton of progress. But then, just like running a full 26-mile marathon, right? Yo, you can be at first place. You got it. You can literally start running full speed right from the gate. But what happens comes mile 5, mile 10, mile 15. Yo, there are 26 miles. Do you really think that you can keep at that pace for 26 miles? Probably not. Unless you're some elite professional runner or something. Most people find themselves crushing just to find themselves stuck right here. And then having to fall back to point A, the starting line once again. Never even touching the second half right here. I hope that this video gave you some clarity in terms of what a successful fat loss journey actually looks like, what to expect if you do have a good chunk of weight to lose, and an understanding of how your body actually works when you go through a fat loss journey. Also, as a bonus, since you watch all the way up to this point of this video, if you constantly find yourself having to start over at point A time and time again, and never making it anywhere near the second half of this journey here, I went ahead and put together a 5-minute assessment to assess where your metabolism is at. This assessment is going to ask you a couple of questions in terms of your body stats and what you've been doing up to this point on your weight loss journey. It will shoot you out a score based off your data. If applicable, I'll tell you what's holding you back in terms of your weight loss journey and give you some actionable steps to go ahead and turn your metabolism into a fat burning machine. If you're interested in taking the assessment, it is completely free. Go ahead and click the first link in the description and let's help you break free.